Tim Cook, my friend, how are you? It is such a pleasure to have you here with People in Español. I'm so excited to ask you all these questions and get to know you better. How's it going?
I'm hoping to ask you a few questions too, Sebastian. It's so great to be with you again. We're so excited here for the launch from last week. We're still on cloud nine, and it's just amazing.
It's crazy. 4 new iPhones. You guys have the iPad as well, the Apple Watch, the HomePod. I want to know, Tim, if you can tell us a little bit more about the thought and the work that goes into all your products and what you hope people will get out of them. You know, what impact do you guys want to have with this year's line?
Yeah, the big thing about our products is they're a sum of a lot of details. And it's that we focus on every little bit of every product that we do, of every service that we do. And it's the sum of all of those that bring the product to life. You know, in the latest iPhone, of course, there's 5G. That one's being discussed a lot. But there's also an entirely new camera system. And this camera system is just unbelievable. It is democratizing photography in such a great way. You know, whether you're a casual user or whether you're a professional photographer, or maybe you want to use Dolby Vision for your latest movie. These things are in an iPhone. It's unbelievable when you think about it. It's totally amazing.
I want to do my next music video with an iPhone, man. Like 100%.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I would love to be there when you create it.
Let's do it.
I love watching the creative process for really creative people.
Oh, thank you. No, and you know what's going to be awesome with that video when we do it? It's not just, you know, what's happening in front of the camera, it's what's happening behind it, because you're used to having these huge sets with these enormous cameras, and with an iPhone, now you can get the same quality or even better now. I mean, what I found crazy about Apple always is that you guys have been around for so long. People know Apple, everybody knows Apple, but you guys somehow are always hot and fresh. It's like you guys are always the new kid on the block, the new girl on the block, the new guy on the block. You guys never get out of that zone, and I just find it really like, I find it like something to, you know, go behind, because it's not easy as an artist to always be fresh, and you guys manage to do it. So it's a cool way you guys do it every single time.
Thank you for that. You know, it's sort of mysterious the way things come together, but it's the sum of collaboration and focus for us. We're not a one person creates everything kind of company at all. We have thousands of people here that work on creating the products. And collaboration becomes really key, because it's the magic that comes out of having the software and the hardware integrated and the services that really make the product sing in a special way. And then our focus, we have to say no to so many great ideas so that we can really put ourselves into the very few things that we're able to do, because we know at the quality level that we want to create things at, we can only do a very few things. And so we argue and debate about which ones we're going to do, and then put all of ourselves into that and sort of stay away from all the noise and all of those ideas that are merely great, so that we can do the things that are insanely great.
Totally.
Now, you just released a new single last week on your birthday. Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much, Tim. Yeah, the song's called Chica Ideal, and I love it. And it's really amazing, because, you know, most of my songs are thanks to you guys, really, because I record like 120 million voice notes every single day for this song, Chica Ideal. I write it on my iPhone, I record everything, and it inspires me to, you know, to keep making a lot of music, and also it helps me get those brilliant ideas, like you said, and really focus on them. Because a lot of times when you're just playing the guitar, you like say a bunch of stuff, but you never remember it. And with this, I remember it personally, which is awesome.
Now, what was your inspiration for the song?
The song, you know, It's actually a song that has to do a lot with my culture, and since this is Latin Heritage Month, I wanted to do something that had a lot to do with Colombia. You know, I'm from there, I love my country, and this song, Chica Ideal, it's actually originally like a 20-year-old song, the little chorus, by this guy's called Latin Dreams, and it just, you know, it means a lot for the people in my country, and it's one of those songs that I always wanted I wanted other people from other countries to get to know it as well, because it has so much happiness and hope into it. So I wrote like another whole new song with this chorus, and I think it's got great vibes. We did the video like going straight into 2021. Like I skipped my birthday in 2020 and I went straight into 2021, and it's like a fun party, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. You guys gotta check out the video.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. The song is incredible. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
That and iPhone 12 in the same week. It was a big week for both of us.
Yes, iPhone 12. How do you say it?
iPhone 12. That's right. Hey, I remember that from my high school Spanish class.
We got to speak Spanish one of these days.
Uh-oh.
Next interview will be in Spanish.
I'll look forward to that.
Awesome. Hey, so Tim, as I was talking about Latin Heritage Month, I also wanted to ask you, you know, you guys being Apple and being all over the world, you guys have all these amazing tools, and with Apple Music, you guys bring us closer. And what is Apple's like main goal, and how, like in that sense, and how are you guys bringing us closer to different cultures and traditions around the world?
Yeah, we're trying to lift musicians up and lift their art up. Trying to make it both easier for musicians to create with tools like Logic and GarageBand, and then trying to make it easier for all of us to listen to our music, whether it's AirPods and an iPhone, or just an iPhone, or perhaps it's HomePod. And, you know, we just announced the HomePod Mini. And so we have music in our DNA at Apple. It's been a key part of our company since the early days, because we were selling. Apple got its start by selling to creatives, and that was our total market. Musicians were a big piece of that, and in 2001 it got even bigger, of course, with the introduction of the iPod, and then eventually the iTunes Music Store, and now Apple Music. Things are getting bigger and bigger. But the roots for us are deep, very deep into our history. Steve loved music. I love music. I can't imagine going with one day without music. It moves me. It inspires me. It heals me. You know, music is just such a part of our life. I can't imagine doing a workout without music.
I've done it, man. It's terrible. I forgot my AirPods the other day, and I had to do it without music.
I couldn't have done it. I would have had to quit, I think. And for Latinx in particular, we've created Somos Radio. And we're really excited about it. It's a place where artists can tell their stories. It's a place where storytelling takes off. It's a place for, of course, people to listen to music. But it's also a place that sort of teaches a bit of the history of music and the influence of different genres over a period of time. And so we're very excited about it. It was just started.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And when you say that about the Somos playlist, I also get excited to ask you about, you know, your views on DACA, and I want to thank you because you've been a strong advocate for it, and you guys have been part of taking it all the way up to the Supreme Court. And I wanted to know why this is so important to Apple, because I have a lot of immigrant friends, and you know, I've been so close to this situation my whole life, growing up in the United States and knowing people that have had really tough times with this, but have also been helped by DACA. And I wanted to know how important this is to you and why.
It's very important to us as a company. It's very important to us as individuals. We have over 400 dreamers that are working in Apple today. And we hired them because they are great people, because they help us innovate, because they help us be a better company. And And I want to stand up for them and give them a voice and use our platform to fight for them. You know, the U.S. throughout throughout all of my life, but dating back much earlier than me, dating back to its roots, immigration has been key to our country. And it's, you know, the countries in general, I think, that welcome people from different cultures, that take the best and the brightest from around the world and people from different cultures, and not only allow them to come to the country, but really accept them and embrace them. Those are the countries that do best over time. And so my hope for the U.S. is that we get back to this. And I want to do everything within my power, everything, to make sure that the DACA recipients are protected. And I do believe, and I'm optimistic about the outcome.
Well, thank you so much, man. We're going to keep on dreaming. We're going to keep on dreaming. And people, I think, all over the world that have come to the U.S. to make their dreams come true, you know, they deserve the right to keep doing that, because that's, like you said, what's made the U.S. so brilliant over the years. That's why so much innovation happens here. It's Americans, it's people from the Middle East, it's Asians, it's Latinos, it's people from everywhere bringing these great ideas to, you know, put an iPhone 12 into our hands, you know?
That's right. Because that product ships around the world. And so in order to design things for the world, you have to look like the world. And so we're going to keep fighting for not only DACA, but for other immigrants as well. You know, my view is they're just as much an American as I am. And for all consequences other than just a sheet of paper, they are. And I hope that sheet of paper exists very soon. Now, you're an immigrant. You have a personal view over this, a personal angle on it. You must feel very, very passionate about this topic.
Yes, of course. And I'm so thankful to the United States. And I think me having the opportunity to grow up here gave me also the opportunity to find myself in music and be an artist that is inspiring both inside the United States and outside of it and all over the world. Maybe if I hadn't had that opportunity, I couldn't have done these things. And, you know, it would have been really sad for me to miss out on this, because, you know, as an artist, your life directly affects a bunch of people, and you can make other people's better through music, through work that happens with my team that, you know, it's, in the end, it's hundreds of us working for one same goal. It looks like, you know, it's just one person, but there's so many people behind everything. You know, we're living in times of a lot of division, Tim, and it's when we have to stand together, not only with immigration, but also with, for example, you've been also a strong advocate for LGBTQ rights, for a bunch of other things. And I think that it's great that you do this, and the whole team at Apple. Do you sometimes get like dismotivated when you see that, you know, the division keeps going, or does this give you like strength to actually be out there more about, you know, we have to stay together as a community?
It makes me more determined, to be honest, is that because I believe deeply that everyone should be treated with dignity and respect. And at the end of the day, most of these issues are the result of one group not treating another group with dignity and respect. It's pretty much that simple. And I know that for me personally, this is a personal thing, is that I would not be sitting here today had people not fought for years. You know, whether you're talking about the Stonewall riots or Harvey Milk or many, many others along the way, I'm standing on their shoulders. So I feel not only that it's just and right to do, but I feel a sense of responsibility to continue fighting that, because I believe that each generation ought to enlarge the rights for the next generation. And eventually, everybody should possess the same rights. We should all be treated equally. But I want to make sure that we do what we can do in our generation.
This has definitely been a great year in the sense, Tim. I mean, it's been a tough year, but it's been a great year for all of us to grow a conscience that it's not just us in the world, that there's a lot of different things going on everywhere. And, sometimes we're not so solidary or compassionate because we're not going through these problems. And for the first time in 100 years, we're all going through the same problem, and everyone's like, whoa, maybe we have to stop and make a change. And I think that's going to be good for the years to come. In the end, I think there will definitely be positive things coming out of this. I wanted to ask you also about kids, because that's a huge thing going on with the pandemic. Kids have been at home, and there's a lot of kids that love Apple and they want to work there someday. But right now, they don't really know what's going on with their lives. They might not have a driver. They're being isolated by the pandemic. What advice could you give these kids that, want to have a really bright future?
The thing that keeps me going, and it has kept me going for decades, is I just keep getting back to the same basic question. Is what am I doing for other people? And I think whether you're 10 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 70 or 100, that is the most important question of all. And if you stay focused on that, then you wind up staying positive because you're putting your efforts into helping somebody else. And I think it keeps you grounded in a way. It keeps you grateful for what you've got, but it also helps spread that to other people. And I think that's the basic question. I am so encouraged with young people these days because I see a group that are unwilling to accept the status quo. They speak up. They're speaking up about climate change. They're speaking up about bullying. They're doing incredible things. They're protesting in the streets for what they view as injustice and for racial justice. And so I look at that and I am so optimistic. And I would tell them not to listen to the people that say, wait your turn. Not to listen to the people that say, give it time, but to demand change and demand it now, because that's the way we all get better. And but I am incredibly optimistic when I talk to young people. I too am very worried about bullying, the bullying that happens on social media. Several kids have reached out to me over the years that are being bullied, and this is a huge problem. This is a huge problem, and the way that we have looked at this is that when you create something with technology inherently doesn't want to be good or bad. It doesn't want to be anything. It's in the hands of the creator whether it becomes good or bad, and in the hands of the user, whether it's used for good or bad.
How do you guys try for it to, to always play a positive role in kids' lives and in young people's lives, technology? Because it can go both ways because of the creator.
Yeah, we think about the ways it will be used. And we try our best to put prevention in place to prevent it from becoming bad. For example, we review every app on the App Store. We try to make sure what's in there is what you would want in there. Not filled with pornography, not filled with hate speech, and those sorts of things. We have screen time, which probably you and I both use to tell ourselves how much time we're spending, because we know that some people spend too much time on their devices. And so we try to predict out the outcome and then try to frame it into something very small, or perhaps even eliminate the need for it. But everybody doesn't do that. And I think we have to keep demanding that companies take responsibility for this and take responsibility for what's on their platform.
Exactly. And also companies such as yourselves and you guys do it, which I love, and other companies, I think it's great advice for them that, let people understand that, this is a part of our life, but it's not our whole life, there's a life also through these eyes, not just on a screen. So I think we start to realize that as youth and as adults through time. But Tim, before leaving, because
before you do this, I want to compliment you for what you've done on the anti-bullying, because I think that you're really a role model here, and arguably for young people, this is the most important thing that they face. And these tools have amplified this bullying that used to take place, but it used to take place in the playground, and it was sort of one person or two people or so. Now it's amplified into terms of thousands of people, and what the work that you have done is just incredible.
Thank you so much, Tim. Just adding to that, bullying before, to be a bully, you had to be out there about it. Now it's so easy to be one and hide in the shadow. So definitely what's the best way to stop bullying is looking at yourself in the mirror and love yourself, because a lot of times auto-bullying is the one that hurts us the most. Us accepting those negative comments, it's what hurts us the most. If we love ourselves, we value ourselves, we make small good decisions each day, and we're happy with who we are, we're always going to be happy. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. And before leaving, Tim, I got to ask you, what's up with 5G?
5G.
What's 5G? I'm wondering, what's 5G?
5G is amazing. It's very infrequently, like once a decade, that a new technology comes along that redefines wireless performance. 5G is one of those times. So it's a once in a decade kind of thing. For a user, you'll be able to download things faster. You'll be able to upload things faster. You'll be able to have experiences that you weren't able to have. Maybe you like watching football, and all of a sudden, instead of having one camera stream, you can have multiple camera streams at 4K. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can have AR experiences. I'm really a big believer of AR. You can have AR experiences that you couldn't have before. And so 5G is the sort of the infrastructure and the foundation that brings that to life.
I'm gonna get on that 5G real soon. Hey Tim, it's not every day I get to talk to you, and not every day I get to ask someone this, because it's something that worries me a lot, and you probably know the answer. What are we gonna do about climate change? Are we gonna get this solved?
We must, because the situation is urgent. I live in California, of course, and we've had wildfires all summer. And it was an inconvenience for me with air quality, but for many people, they had to evacuate. Many people lost their homes. The hurricanes in the south, which aren't very far from you, that came up to the Gulf of Mexico, et cetera. These weather events are becoming more frequent and more powerful and disrupt more people's lives. And so we must get this right. What we've been doing at Apple is 2-3 years ago, we converted the our entire internal operation to renewable energy. And people said we couldn't do it. We did that. And now we're putting the really bold objective as to not only do it for internally, but to do it with people we touch, like our supply chain and like our customers who use our products, use electricity with our products. And so we want to make the whole of that life cycle chain totally carbon neutral. We're going to do that by 2030.
That's great news. I hope other companies jump on that too.
I hope so too. It's one area that we would like to be copied on.
I would copy you on everything. Hey, Tim, I want to thank you so much for your time. I know you have such a busy schedule, but actually taking the time to speak with me is such an, my English is not as good as your enriching experience.
Your English is much better than my Spanish.
Okay, good. Well, it's such an amazing experience for me. I'm going to talk about it with my grandparents, my parents, my kids, my nephews, everybody, and with everybody at People in Español and everybody that loves you guys so much. Love you. Thank you for your time. Be safe, and iPhone 12.
iPhone Dulce. Thank you. It was great talking with you. I can't wait to see you in person again.
It'll be sooner than later. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.